Do you think you can hop up on my shoulders, kid?
Sure! With these spiky cleats, anything is possible.
Cleats?
Soaring Axe Kick is sort of the black sheep of Mii Brawler's custom moves. Normally, custom specials aren't used competitively because they're, bad. But with Sack, it's not as simple. Sack actually has a lot going for it that makes it a favorite of many players. While making this video, I polled my audience asking what their favorite Brawler up special was. Out of the 13,000 that answered, about 30% said Soaring Axe Kick. When I asked strictly competitive players though, that number dropped by a lot. I've struggled to figure out how to talk about this move because its problems aren't really noticeable until higher levels of play, at which point it's clear that it falls behind the other two options. To put it simply, it's not that Soaring Axe Kick is bad, it's just that the better the Brawler player gets, the less the move can offer them. To demonstrate what I'm getting at, we should point out Sack's most obvious trait. This shit is big. It's no Sephiroth smash attack or whatever the fuck Pyro's got going on, but for a character as exceptionally stubby as Brawler, the extra range does a lot for catching opponents that would otherwise be out of reach. Normally this range gets put to use out of shield, retaliating against opponents that hit your shield with an attack. But this is where we run into an issue that we'll see a lot, because if the goal of Soaring Axe Kick is to use it out of shield, then Mii Brawler is much better off reaching for his most popular up special, Thrust Uppercut. Thrust Uppercut blows Soaring Axe Kick completely out of the water in defensive situations. As an out-of-shield option, Sack's main drawback is its speed. Starting at frame 10, it's definitely on the slower side of Brawler's out-of-shield options. Now, beginners and casuals might get crushed by this move anyways, but seasoned players are going to notice the slow startup, and will adapt by using low-end lag moves that allow them to block Sack or stuff it out before it can hit them. Thrust Uppercut, however, starts on frame 3, tying with 4 other moves for being the fastest out-of-shield option in the game. I'm fucking up being out of multi-hits here. Do you see how broken this shit is? This massively reduces the amount of moves that can pressure Brawler's shield. But this is, of course, at the cost of range. Thrust Uppercut does not have Soaring Axe Kick's horizontal range, which means that some moves can space around it. This might seem like the place where Sack comes in to save the day, but as it turns out, 10 frames is still enough time for a lot of bigger moves to recover and block too. So, what do we do when a move is too far for Thrupper and too far for Axe Kick? This. This is a perfect shield, sometimes called a parry. It's done by letting go of the shield button right before an attack hits it, and while this option takes a bit more finesse than rolling your face on the B button, it rewards the user with extra time to attack the opponent and grants them immediate access to their entire moveset. For Brawler, this includes Dash Attack, which is both faster and covers more ground than Soaring Axe Kick. And unlike Soaring Axe Kick, Brawler is always going to have Dash Attack, regardless of loadout.
This is like the best dash attack in the whole game. It's crazy. This dash attack is crazy. Every time I get hit by it, I'm like, okay, I couldn't do anything about that.
Parrying isn't even the only alternative. You could stay further away and dash attack when Cloud lands, close the spacing gap between Brawler and Cloud ahead of time, allowing more options to work, or just call out the attack early by punishing the jump with the pocket Shoryuken 90% of Brawler players are carrying on them.
Pockets.
Getting good at any of these will cover 95% of Sack's out-of-shield utility, freeing up the slot to be used on another special that serves a more unique purpose, like being one of the fastest specials in the game. So already Sack's not looking like the best option for Mii Brawler. But there's more to it than spamming it out of shield. We haven't even gotten to its other applications, like ledge trapping. It's okay. Let's cover the upsides first. Not sure if I mentioned it, but this move is big. That same range that helped it out of shield also lets it hit virtually every ledge option from one spot. If you're up against any Brawler with half-decent reactions, it's pretty hard to get past them just standing there and pressing up B over and over again, every time you move. And yes, Soaring Axe Kick is a fine tool for ledge trapping, but that's not uniquely provided by Axe Kick. Brawler is already a really competent ledge trapper, having tons of other attacks to cover various ledge options. They all still require some reacting, but they end up being much more fluid options, especially in comparison to ledge trapping with Sack, which normally looks like
I wonder what button he's going to press.
Although, I suppose there aren't any other up specials that kill off the side, so if you're focused on ledge trapping, then you might as well run Soaring Axe. Haha, just kidding! Helicopter Kick is insane at taking stocks near ledge. It might not cover the same gigantic amount of space from one spot, but for what it gives up in size, it more than makes up for in strength. When you're correct with Helicopter Kick, god damn are you correct. Seriously, I don't think I've gotten earlier kill confirms or crueler edge guards than when I've used this move. It is fucked up at ledge, and it makes extremely good use of Brawler's highly combo-focused moveset by being a follow-up to several options, meaning the Brawler player doesn't even have to risk anything by blindly going for a Helicopter Kick. Just wait for the down tilt to land, wait for the falling up air to land, wait for the grab to land. When it comes to pulling out more reward for ledge trapping, Heli Kick beats Axe Kick any day of the week. And if we really want a dogpile, it's also faster than Sack, which also makes it good out of shield. So that leaves us with the final niche yet to be covered, when Brawler has his opponent off stage and they're headed for the ledge. And this position reveals a specialty of Axe Kick that neither of its alternatives cover: spiking. Look, I totally get it. Killing someone at actually 0 is the best kind of stupid. I still cherish some very old clips where I committed highway robbery against players who thought they could edgeguard me. But that fun hinges almost entirely on the opponent fucking up. So for all the laughs to be had when it does connect off stage, it just isn't as reliable out there as it's usually made out to be. First off, this spike. This might come as a shock, but this move is big.
Did he get it again? No, but the stage level back and he gets it.
It is active the entire way down, which sounds like a gimme, but while the rising hit comes out on frame 10, the spike comes out on frame 30, which is more than enough time for just about any recovering opponent to see the attack and adjust their timing around it. Now, Brawler players might feel inclined to combo the rising hitbox of Axe Kick into the spike, but if they're not careful, the opponent can tech the hit by pressing shield as soon as they reach a wall and get out of the situation entirely. And while Sack is the only up special that spikes, it's not Brawler's only means of spiking. Brawler's down air is also a spike attack, which comes out nearly twice as fast, and is actually able to hit through the stage. So even if you whiff down air, it's still very easy to retreat and keep the stage to yourself. In comparison, going for the Sack spike means giving up the entire stage, making it a far riskier commitment that opens up Brawler to getting ledge trapped. Going for it simply commands a kind of confidence that its frame data doesn't really inspire, so the risk-reward is a bit skewed. And I gotta say, even the threat of this move as a reversal option is pretty overblown. For a move that's touted as the safe recovery option, it leaves Brawler pretty goddamn exposed until it finishes booting up. Both of his other up specials start up faster, so even if they don't go as far, they won't provide opponents the same window to stuff out his recovery. So let's look at the bigger picture. We've established that Soaring Axe Kick is, at best, the second best choice for ledge trapping, the second best choice for defense, and wildly inconsistent for edge guarding. To some players, this seems fine. Having a consistent option in every situation means thinking less about your own options and focusing more on predicting the opponent. But the reality is when you're using Sack, the move makes that job harder too. Really, the most egregious part about Axe Kick, to me, is how it completely lacks something his other two up specials have: implicit pressure. Now, what do I mean when I say that? Well, implicit pressure is the way someone responds to the threat of a move, not the move itself. Think about it. An opponent who's going to play around a specific option is going to curate their own options to avoid it, right? Which in turn can make their new options much easier to predict. Take a look at almost any experienced player up against a Brawler or Thrupper equipped, and you'll notice they spend almost the entire game standing at least this far away from him. Why? Because Thrupper turns Brawler's combos into such deadly kill confirms that they believe that cornering themselves is preferable to losing like this. Seriously, I've had dozens of opponents do nothing but sit in the corner against me, because it's the only place they can guarantee they won't get exploded by a ladder. Just by equipping this move and having the skill to use it, good players will straight up give me the stage by default. Helicopter Kick does this too. Since it's mainly effective near ledge, a cornered opponent against Heli Kick Brawler feels implicitly pressured to play around it and make decisions that leave them vulnerable to anything else Brawler could opt for. But with Soaring Axe Kick, where's that implicit pressure? I guess can kind of complicate spacing around Brawler's shield for some of the sorties, but it very much lacks the early co-confirms of the other two. Meaning outside of very specific characters for very specific reasons, players don't need to drastically change how they normally play to deal with it. In fact, Sack's inability to take early stocks heavily reduces the perceived threat of Mii Brawler in general. I mean, why worry about being grabbed by Brawler if he doesn't have an instant uppercut to take your stock with? Or why worry about being in the corner against Brawler when he probably won't kill you until 120? So not only does running Sack pretty effectively neuter Brawler's advantage state, the fact he doesn't have a rocket attached to his fist empowers his opponents to do whatever they want, making them less predictable. I could keep going, believe me, I could keep going, but I hope I'm nailing home the point that choosing Soaring Axe Kick is, at best, a missed opportunity. There's certainly value in having a Swiss Army knife sort of move, but when you're competent with the rest of Mii Brawler's moveset, its versatility becomes pretty redundant, and if anything, a crutch. Seriously, whenever I run this goddamn move, it feels like I'm regressing as a player because I feel compelled to press the big red button every time my opponent so much as breathes on me. And when they inevitably start playing around it, I'm left completely lost as to what to do from there. And even if they don't start playing around it, it's just boring. Shield, button, shield, button, shield. When I do choose to run it, I find myself so fucking bored that I just start actively throwing the game because I get tired of doing nothing but sitting and shield pressing the same button over and over again. It's just, I don't get it. Brawler is a cheesy character, but this isn't even about Sack being cheesy. It's just straight up lazy. It's a band-aid solution to problems that could be fixed by simply being a better player. If using Soaring Axe Kick is more fun to you than playing optimally, then I won't stop you. Go right ahead, do what you want. But if you are a bracket competitor, seriously, just pick something else. Your gameplay, and probably your region, will thank you. I know that there are a lot of Sack fans out there and that I probably ticked them off, so I want to offer the floor. If I see enough counter-arguments in the comments, I'll consider making a follow-up video to address them. So if you are one of those Sack diehards, then don't let your anger go to waste. Let your voice be heard in the comments below. I fucking hate doing that. And also while you're down there, don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay, that's all I got on this. Thanks again, bye!